Has a goal and scores majestically.
Oh my word! Fabulous!
Oh, what a strike that is. Simply spectacular.
Oh, it's an absolute beauty, isn't it?
The best goal of the night.
It all starts here.
Hello and welcome to the National League 72 show. We are here at Portman Road for a very special interview.
We've got a man who's made it from the National League all the way to the Premier League, plays internationally, and he's also had the pleasure of being coached by me.
Jack, thanks for joining us, mate. How was training today?
Yeah, it was tough, but yeah, it's good to be here.
You've gone from the National League to the Premier League. Can you quite believe the journey you've been on?
To be honest, no, probably not. There was times where in the conference where I'm thinking I've just got to try and get that next step. And then to be honest, there was times at Peterborough I was going away to like Portman Road and I'm thinking like this is it now. Like, let's see how far I can go. And now I'm sat here as a Premier League football player.
Yeah, how's that sound?
Yeah, it is crazy. I'm sort of used to it now a little bit because you go to like these stadiums every week and like you're a bigger name for yourself now. You get noticed more. But I'm still myself and I know where I've come from and I feel like I've done it the hardest route, but I feel like it's the best way to do it, I think.
Let's start from the beginning then. When did your love for football begin?
I've always played football since I can remember really. My dad put me into like just a local team that was a sort of like a feeder club for Chelsea at the time in Isleworth, back where I'm from. So me and my brother played for them, and then you get picked up for Chelsea like all the other lads do for the better teams. And I signed as a 6-year-old from there till I was about 13, I think, and then left there. And then I trialled at places like Brentford. They didn't fancy me. QPR didn't fancy me. Ended up going to Reading for a bit, and then it was a bit too much for my mum and dad at the time because they didn't. Me and my brother both went on trial, and they wanted me but not Harry. So at the time it was a bit difficult for them, and I was going, and there was a big squad at the time, so I wasn't getting a lot of game time. So I thought I'm just gonna call it for a bit. So I'm like a year off football completely, which a lot of people don't really know. I would say I was like focused on my schoolwork, but I didn't really do that. Use that excuse, but no, like I said, I took a year off, and then an old football coach of mine who was at Chelsea, James Thorne, when I was younger, he was the academy manager at Barnet at the time, and he just messaged my dad saying that like, look, would love to have him just come down and try it out. And I went there and like didn't fall in love with the club, but like the group of lads that are there, like I'm still like best mates with one of my best mates now is from that youth team that was there. So yeah, it was a bit of a journey, but then like we got scholars. I went through there, and I've had the joy of going through non-league managers, like the likes of Martin Allen, Graham Wesley. I've had them sort of characters which have probably put things into me that I've brought with me today. I've enjoyed my pathway through football, and that's where I fell in love with football really.
Obviously, you said that you went to, you got the call from Barnet. So did you and your brother both go to Barnet at the same time? Because obviously Harry played for Barnet for... Yeah,
we both went together, but we're obviously different age groups. He's a year above me, so he played, and then I think so we went there probably under 15, 16. So I was under 15, he was under 16s. So he was the higher age group, and then we sort of like mingled in like a year later. So we played in the same team, and then we were in through the same youth team, and then he broke through a year earlier than me. And it was funny because Martin Allen was our manager at the time, and he wanted the same pathway for both of us.
Right.
So we both went out on loan to Hampton and Richmond a year after each other. He broke through, and then I broke through. So it worked out quite nicely because Hampton and Richmond was literally around the corner from our house as well. So.
And how was it playing alongside your brother? Did you ever get any stick from any of the lads, or was you well protected?
We were all like had it out with each other really.
Yeah.
Like because we both used to play midfield together, and obviously I'm more attacking, so I'll be running in the box, never there to support. And so he could stay there and I'll take the glory. But yeah, it was good. Like we pushed each other, and like we used to drive together every day, so we'd like talk about like the games and the players and the managers and stuff. So
was you honest with each other when the other one had a stinker?
Nah, to be honest, it's a
car
tough
journey
one.
home, it was all quiet.
Yeah, because Harry doesn't really have stinkers really. He's proper like 7 out of 10. Like if it was to have a stinker, it would be me, probably. But no, we had like some really good times and some really memorable days, and yeah, I really enjoyed it. But I knew it was going to come to a day where one of us was going to leave, and then luckily Posh came in on January transfer window.
What was the biggest challenge for you stepping up from youth football into senior football?
The physicality for me, because I was still like, well, I'm not like massive now, but like I was stick thin when I was younger, and I really struggled to put like mass on. So I like I could put myself about, but like people like Martin Allen, he was always pushing you to like be in shape and look strong. Like I remember he always used to say, don't make like the opponents like look like you're fearful or anything like that. But yeah, like I trained really hard. The training under Martin Allen when he was the 23s player was the hardest thing ever. There's some days you wouldn't even touch a ball for weeks. He would just do like a running club. So you get through them sort of days, and it does make you stronger. And then like just game time really. Like went out to Conference South, struggled a little bit at Hampton and Richmond, if I'm honest. Found it really tough. But I had some good players there as well. Like Jamal Lowe was there when I was there. Nicky Kabamba, another lad.
When you say you bought some things from, those managers like a Martin Allen, what things specifically, and how do they differ to obviously going on and working with the likes of Darren Ferguson and now Kieran McKenna?
Probably like the aggressive side to the game. Like I said, like not showing any sort of fear. Like I remember there was a training session where there was a 50-50 and I tried to like be clever and flick the ball over the player's foot, and he took the ball off me and he pulled me out the session and he made me watch it. And I was like, all right, so I ain't going to do that again. Like I need to win that duel there. Yeah. So, and the boss is still like that today. And Darren Ferguson was the same. Like in your duels, you got to be strong and competitive. And if you come out on the right side, then your whole game will improve.
What were those team talks like with Martin Allen before a game?
Yeah, there was some. Yeah, something just popped into my head that he used to have like. So in the middle of the dressing room, there was like Jaffa cakes and like jelly beans or whatever. And I remember he just used to chew it and then just spit it out on the floor while he's barking at everyone. And everyone like I'm literally like all the young lads are literally like shaking, like, please don't look at me, don't look at me. I think it's character building. Like he obviously does it for a reason, and he was successful at the time. And the players that he worked with, he always used to bring up Bradley Dack when he worked with him at Gillingham. So luckily, I feel like I've taken things from him.
Do you keep an eye out on Barnet's results in the National League?
I do, yeah, because my brother's playing at Southend at the minute, so they're doing well at the minute, Barnet, to be fair, but it's a tough league, and I'm not sure what's going on about, like, they're trying to get 2 automatics, aren't they? Which I feel like they do need that. It's not really fair otherwise, is it? Because it's a tough league to get out of. That would be good for the league, and I hope Barnet do go up, yeah.
Peterborough have a knack of finding some of the best non-league talent out there, and Aaron McLean. Were you aware of their interest when you were playing?
No, not really. But when Darren Ferguson was at Donny a couple of years before that, he tried to come get me, but Barnet wanted too much, so that didn't really work out. But as soon as it came up, League One, had players like Ivan Toney, Mads was there at the time, wasn't he? Mm-hmm. So I thought, yeah, there's no way I'm turning this down. And it's such a good, like, you see the pathway that lads have from there. And I felt like, yeah, it's the perfect club for me at the time. And I remember the first meeting with Barry Fry, which was quite interesting.
What was that like?
Yeah, everyone's got a Barry Fry story.
I got there at 5, I left at 12:30 at night.
Yeah, that sounds like Barry.
Yeah, that sounds like Barry. He's good at what he does, and you can't knock Barry. He does get the best out of lads, but it has to be on his terms sort of thing. But no, full respects to Barry. Even with the move coming here, he was transparent all the way throughout, and once it was done, it was handshakes and thank yous.
What was he like as a coach?
Macca, yeah, top, yeah. Shooting drills after training.
Loved it.
On the mud.
Well, you always had, you was one of the players that didn't want to get off the training ground. Always wanted to do extras, always wanted to do shooting sessions afterwards.
I always do with Granty. I'm always on, like, joining in with the attackers, doing shooting practice. It's not changed really. I like the competitive aspect of it. Like, I'll always say, like, oh, do you want to comp lads, like, with the strikers and that?
I used to beat you all the time.
Yeah. And because you used to smash it 2 yards out. I do love scoring goals, and it's the best feeling in football. I know it's weird to say for a midfielder, but I think it is. Training is, like, I know it's cliche, but training here is like so hard. And it took me probably a good couple months to get the gist of it, really. I was like so tired, there was like no days off. You find out that like once you're with the team and you're working hard and every day's literally training as you play. But that's how the boss works, and like he showed that it's the way to success, I think.
Coming up after the break, we bring you more of our fantastic interview with Jack Taylor.
It was just like the best moment ever. And obviously celebrating in front of the away end, there's nothing better in a Premier League game, being your first Premier League goal.
Listen up. Let's have it. We know you've always got your eye on the prize, the championship belt. And why wouldn't you? You're a finely tuned, well-oiled boxing watching machine, capable of consuming over 150 fights on the DAZN every year.
We've gone big, we've gone global.
Churning through combinations, comebacks, and non-stop knockouts. Where are you? With big fights every week, you're the best in the world. So go on, get that belt. Champ, DAZN, undisputed.
DAZN is the global home of women's football, bringing you the best live games
On my team.
with the biggest stars, battling it out in the biggest competitions.
Cue the chaos. First blood in the title decider. Would you believe it?
Witness every season-defining moment,
Written in the stars.
live and on demand, only on DAZN.
Good evening and welcome to Multi-Match Live.
Here on DAZN, we bring you all the goals, action and drama from tonight's National League game.
With eagle eyes is York City striker Josh Stones. How are you, sir?
Ball towards Fondo, and he scored!
One Manchester squad.
That's the best performance as a team I've seen with them season. People have written you off.
Josh, firstly, mate, where are you?
I'm sitting in my car outside Dagenham Redbridge Stadium. I've popped out to have a chat with you two guys before I go back in to watch the rest of the game.
What a night of National League football.
Brilliant. It gives you everything.
Can't beat the National League live coverage on DAZN. Have a wonderful evening. We'll see you next time.
What a wonderful goal! Superbly hit!
On Saturday the 1st of March, we are live from the North East as promotion chasing Gateshead take on AFC Fylde. Join us live on DAZN at 5:15. Also catch all the goals and action from this week's round of the National League with our highlight show, exclusively live on DAZN every Sunday from 4. What did Kieran McKenna say to you when he wanted to bring you in from Peterborough? Did he tell you the plan of the ambition of the football club? Because at the start of when you signed, there was a really nice comment where you said, Luton have gone on and done the unthinkable and got promoted, why can't we? So where did that belief come from at the start of the season in the Championship?
You look at the size of the club, and this club needs to be in and around the Premier League, in my opinion. Even coming here as a League One player when we came, it was like, how are we competing with the size of this club and the fan base and all that? Like you've got to believe. Like I don't think the aspirations last year was to go back to back necessarily with the likes of Leeds, Leicester, Southampton's coming down from the Premier League. But who would have thought Luton would have done it? So we followed in their footsteps. But it was a very special year, and it's all credit to all the lads. The whole club was so together. The right people in the changing room who drive the standards day in, day out. It does go a long way, and I think that's a part of the success, especially in this team.
I got to experience a lot of the joy of the fans on Town TV. We witnessed it all happen last season. What was it like to play in some of those games? The incredible comebacks, Sarmiento's goal against Southampton, because this place was absolutely rocking. What was it like for you as players?
yeah, it's like I have goosebumps even just thinking about it now, like him toe punting it in the bottom corner. Yeah, days. I feel like that day sticks out in my mind as I feel like that was the day that we done it. Sort of thing. I know that they were chasing us, but to come back like that again, it's like this isn't a fluke now. This is what we're about. And like even when I was on the bench last year, I'm always thinking like, all right, last 20, like no matter what happens here, we're gonna have a right go.
How was the promotion party? Because it was pretty hectic on the pitch, and then Ipswich was bouncing all night.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was. It was sort of like, right, go and do what you want now, lads. So it's like, right, what do we do now? Getting told what to do every day, and then they're saying, go and do what you want. But yeah, it was special just to spend time with, obviously, family at the start, and then like the fans who pay their well-earned money to come and support us, to basically say our thanks.
When did it sink in that you were a Premier League footballer? Was it the opening day of the season, or was it pre-season when everything's sort of different buzz around the place?
A bit of everything. Looking back at it now, it probably was the day that I came on against Liverpool, just to thinking like I finally stepped over the line as a Premier League football player. Like no one can take that away from me now. It's even mad to say now. I don't think it'll even click till like the end of your career. Like wow, like I played in the Premier League. But yeah, it's such a proud moment, and I feel like like I said, I've done it the hardest way possible, but I wouldn't have changed it for anything.
You've not just played in the Premier League, you've scored in the Premier League, and it was such a vital goal away at Wolves. That header as well was sensational to get it in there. The emotion on your face running towards those fans, anyone watching it can just see how much that meant to you.
It was just like the best moment ever. And obviously celebrating in front of the away end, there's nothing better in a Premier League game, being your first Premier League goal, and then someone like tweeting me after saying, is this the first player that's ever scored in blah, 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 in all the leagues coming up from like the conference. And it's like, wow, like I've actually done it.
And you've played in the National League and all the leagues in between that and the Premier League, and you're an international footballer as well.
Yeah.
Must be happy with that, buzzing.
Yeah, hopefully many more. Yeah, I've made my debut Greece away in the last international. So yeah, hopefully I get picked, and then that'll be the next challenge, to try and implement myself into that squad and then score my first goal for Ireland. So looking forward to it.
How different is the international setup to club football in terms of the change room environment and things like that?
Yeah, you obviously get lads coming from different parts of the world sometimes. So yeah, it's different, but like I was in the 21 setup, so I know a lot of the lads anyway. I know what they're about, and they're a great group of lads, and we just need to implement our new manager's style to get the best out of us and try and get some wins. Does it help having the lunatic Sammy Smodic at club and country? Not really, no. Got an earache.
You were buzzing when he signed.
Yeah, no, I was, to be fair. I knew he was in for him, and I knew the coaches were trying to get some information from me. Because you had a great relationship. Yeah. In your time at Peterborough. Yeah, because we signed in the same week. He signed on loan from Bristol City, didn't he? So I'd known him from then, and with similar character. So we sit next to each other on the bus. We're always like in each other's rooms on away trips, causing carnage. They used to be a pain together. Yeah, they were. Yeah, we are a little bit of a pain, but he's a great character to have, and he plays out his personality is. I think like don't stop running. Like he's got that like grit about him. He's a top player, and I'm so happy to see where he's come, because he was in a stage where Bristol City weren't having him, and you could easily go on the down, but he's flipped it and proved a lot of people wrong, and now I think he's scored 4 or 5 in the Prem now, so yeah, delighted to see where we've come. Like sometimes we do say to each other like, God, like in another world we could be in League One still at Peterborough, playing, no disrespect to teams in League One, but now we're in the Prem, like having a right go and having each other's back on the pitch, and yeah, he's one of my best pals, I think. But we've got a few questions from fans. So, what do you do in your spare time? I know you're a bit of a golfer, aren't you? I try to be. I'm not very good. So, and obviously in the winter months I sort of sack it. But when it's summertime and sun's going down a little bit later, I'll try and get a few rounds in. But obviously I've got a little one, so he takes most of my time up, to be honest. And I'm shuttered from football. So what is your favourite Ipswich goal so far? Obviously the Prem one. Okay, so take away the Prem one because of the emotion. The emotion, yeah. What would you say? My best goal, Swansea at home. last year. The Wolves, it was either Wolves or Swansea, but everyone remembers the Wolves goal more because it was a cup game against the Premier League side at the time. But the Swansea goal, the way I've hit it, like
describe it for me.
I've got it on the left-hand side of about 20 yards out, I think, and I've just like Leaf's gone running down the wing, and I've sort of like used him as a decoy, as you do, not giving it to him. Just cut inside, and I've struck it, and it's like wobbled into the top corner. But as I've seen it like wobbling, I'm thinking it's already in.
Yeah.
Don't even know why the keeper's gone for it.
Such a strike.
He's getting nowhere near it. Yeah, that was probably my favourite goal for Town.
Well, happiest moment, I think we've already covered that. But what's been your toughest moment?
As a Town player? In general?
Yeah.
Getting relegated from League Two with Barnet was bad because it's like everyone says like being in the EFL such a bit where it is such a big thing and people at the club losing their jobs and like you're in there with really experienced lads.
Did you really feel that, you know, when you dropped out of the Football League, like you say, the people at the club losing their jobs and stuff.
Yeah.
You as players, did you really feel the
Yeah,
pressure
you
of
do
that?
because we had about 3 or 4 managers that season. So it's like, God, this is bad. Like trying to like prove yourself to new managers, but you haven't really got time for that because you got to win games on Saturday. But like I said, yeah, it was so tough at the time, and the way it happened as well, last day of the season.
Someone's put who's your idol in the dressing room, but I think we'll go with who's your best mate.
Do you know who writ that?
Go on.
Cameron Burgess. So I'm going to say Cameron Burgess.
Before you joined Ipswich, was there anyone that you looked at and you thought, oh yeah, I'd love to play with him?
Yeah, there was. Like Connor Chaplin was like always a player that I thought, wow, like he's a proper number 10.
Yeah. Like
scores loads of goals and sweet left foot, works so hard. Like, and I remember they played us when they were getting promoted, and they came to our place and beat us 3-0, and I was like, wow.
Final question from me. The ambition of the football club is obviously to stay in the Premier League. Have you set yourself, you personally, any targets, any ambitions for the remainder of this season?
No, not necessarily. I just implement my game into helping the team pick up as many points as we can, and whether that'll be a goal in the 2nd minute of a game or the 80th minute of a game, it doesn't really matter. But I've got to be ready whenever called upon, because like I said, like it's a squad game and everyone's got to be so ready for it. And not specific goals, just try and like I said, just play my best football, and hopefully that'll make the team play a lot better. But yeah, that's the aim, is to definitely stay up.
Brilliant stuff. Jack, thank you so much for your time,
Appreciate
mate.
it.
Really appreciate
Cheers.
it. And all the best for the rest of the season.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Saturday the 1st of March, we bring you Gateshead versus AFC Fylde. Join us live on DAZN from 5:15. On March 4th, we are back for another multi-match live for an evening of drama, goals and plenty of talking points. Our coverage starts at 7:30. And on Saturday, March 8th, we have a huge clash at the top of the table coming your way. York City taking on Forest Green. We will be exclusively live on DAZN from 5 p.m. Good evening and welcome to Multi-Match Live.
Here on DAZN, we bring you all the goals, action and drama from tonight's National League game.
With eagle eyes is York City striker Josh Stones. How are you, sir?
Ball towards Fondo, and he scored!
I'm Manchester squad.
That's the best performance as a team I've seen with them season. People have written you off.
Josh, firstly, mate, where are you?
I'm sitting in my car outside Dagenham and Redbridge Stadium. I've popped out to have a chat with you two guys before I go back in to watch the rest of the game.
What a night of National League football.
Brilliant. It gives you everything.
Can't beat the National League live coverage on DAZN. Have a wonderful evening. We'll see you next time.
What a wonderful goal!